Hey, it's time for TV Skywriter.
Hey, good evening, everybody. Welcome to TV Skywriter. I'm Pat Murray, your host. This is the second show that I'm doing this week. Like I've been telling you, if you're a regular watcher, I can accommodate you on Sundays. That's the usual day, 7 p.m. Eastern, or any other day of the week as long as it's good for both you and me. So today, we have a very special guest. I hope you're ready to laugh with laughing coach Carla Riechman. Welcome to the show, Carla.
Thank you, Patricia. How are you?
I'm doing great. Real happy to have you on the show. We've been, let's see, did we meet on Blab? I think we did.
I'm not sure.
I think so.
I thought it was Fire Talk.
Probably Fire Talk then. Okay.
For a tiny bit, because I never really got into Fire Talk.
Okay. Yeah, folks, there are a lot of live streaming apps out there. Blab is dead. Fire Talk is, I'm not going to say dead, but not too many people are on Fire Talk. But I have returned to the tried and true Google Plus Hangouts. So, Carla, I want you to tell us about the importance of laughter, because I actually think that a lot of people in the world who are getting upset about this and that need to learn how to take things down a notch and learn to laugh, even if it's laughing at yourself. And I want you to explain that if you don't mind.
It's a tremendous question. I love it. Laughter, people don't realize that your smile and your laughter is actually the antidepressant around. When you smile, right under your eyes, you have these glands. And the moment you turn your smile, your lips upside down, these glands send a message to the brain, telling the brain to relax. And the endorphins, which are the happy hormones, I call them that to make it easier, and I'm not a doctor, start flowing through every cell of your body, and your body begins to relax. Patricia, when you smile, what happens to your body?
I guess I don't notice, but I guess I feel pretty good because, well, see, I have to explain, Carla, that smiling and laughter, that's sort of ingrained in me because we used to actually, you know how a lot of families sit around and watch sports. Oh, we did too. But we actually sat around and listened to a lot of comedy records. Laughter was really important to my family.
Oh, wow. That's great. So to continue answering your question, when you smile, you will automatically begin to feel good. So if you're in a tense situation and you put your smile on, it doesn't matter whether it's a fake smile or you're forcing it. You are telling every cell in your body to relax, and your body begins to relax. And when your body is relaxed, you are more capable to think clearly through the situation.
Plus, it might scare the other person and throw him off and cause him to pause, right? If he's angering you or this person.
Right. But it changes. That's another thing about a smile or laughter. They're both contagious. Okay. So when you put on that smile, that person can't help but smile back. And it changes that whole environment from that, tough environment to a more relaxed one. So it's really important to smile as much as possible.
Is that something that can be learned, Carla? I mean, I know you're a coach, but what I mean is, okay, so I was brought up with smiling and laughter, listening to comedy records. Basically, I'm wondering if you're not brought up in a happy environment. I do know people who seem to have naturally sour dispositions, or they tend to, especially when they're uncomfortable, they look on the negative side immediately because maybe they weren't brought up with a lot of confidence. Is it possible to turn that around, or are you stuck with that sort of personality? If you're
not stuck with anything, that's up to you. You can change anything at any moment in time. But that's the importance of meditation, is going within and becoming aware that within you and within everyone, there is a fountain of joy, and it just wants to spring out and make you happy. But people are so totally connected with the negativity that they've forgotten it's there. It's hiding deep in your heart. So you need someone who has that negativity around them, needs more help in learning to smile more regularly and put it into action. This past year has been, year and a half almost now, has been really rough for me. I've had a lot of sciatic issues and edema issues. Point is that those issues were much easier to deal with the more I smiled, the more I laughed.
That's pretty amazing, because that's amazing, because sciatic nerve pain is, I've had that. That's nothing to smile at. I'm amazed that you can smile while in that kind of pain.
But you're right, it's nothing to smile at. But if you make sure that you want to smile and you force that smile, it changes the negativity into a positive state. So it's really important. People need to realize that their smile is really the best antidepressant there is in the world. And using that antidepressant, you don't need the drugs. You don't need anything outside of you. You have the tools inside. That was given to you the moment you were born.
Wow.
You just need to use it and learn to use it.
And it is healing. And in fact, I'm trying to think, I can't remember who told me this story. This is a true story. There was a guy, he was diagnosed with cancer. I think it got to stage 4, which, as you know, is
Mormon cousins. Go on.
Okay, maybe you told me this one, but
I think I did.
He carried out this plan. I'm going to watch nothing but positive, happy things. He was watching all of these happy, funny comedy movies and videos, and he spent a lot of time laughing. And a couple of months later, the doctors were astounded because the cancer was gone.
Absolutely.
I find that astonishing.
He was a journalist, and he was given 2 months to live. I believe he is still alive. I'm not sure, but he definitely lived through the cancer. It completely cleared up.
That's amazing. Wow.
Using laughter, using funny things, he turned it around completely.
Let me ask you this, Carla, if you don't mind, because I've talked with other people who were into the laughter field, if that's a field. There are a couple of people here locally. I haven't talked to them for years, but they would go to the hospital and cheer people up. And they would have like a cart that they'd roll through the hospital with little props and whatnot. But, I lost my train of thought in that explanation. Oh, here it is. Okay, so we always say laughter is healing and therapeutic, but sometimes people laugh because they're being mean to somebody. And I'm wondering, does that type of laughter have the same result? Because I have a feeling that would be poisonous to my spirit if I were laughing at somebody because I was being mean to them or hitting them or something.
I agree with you. I haven't really researched that, but I would think if you're doing it and you're laughing at someone, then that isn't coming from your heart. That's not coming from deep within. That's coming on the level of the mind. And what I teach is not just laughing, but also a laughter meditation. We laugh for an undiscovered, undisclosed period of time.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you're laughing for a long period of time, what happens to your mind?
I guess you stop worrying about things.
You stop thinking.
Oh,
And
stop thinking, period. Oh.
Okay. The moment you stop thinking, you are going into that quiet place. And when we close our eyes and we delve into that silent spot, you do discover that fountain of joy within. You do discover your heart again. You do discover who you really are. Because we're not really the events that are happening in the world.
Mm-hmm.
We are ourselves. And that is the one thing that doesn't change, it will never change. But it is the basis for all the activity that goes out in the world.
So so what happens? Like, suppose you're going through like a bad relationship, or you just suffered a death in the family or something. That sounds pretty drastic. But
But that's true.
I mean, could you actually just for meditation, after meditation, all you have to do is to sit quietly and then laugh?
It's more than just that, but that's a simple. Sorry about that.
Your dog is laughing.
No, he's barking at the door. There's a dog outside. I can tell. That's a very simple explanation of it, but it's a little more than just laughing and sitting quietly. I actually do a guided meditation that gets you to that silence and understanding of the silence. So it isn't that we just laugh for an undetermined period of time.
Mm-hmm.
Then we sit and we do the meditation.
Okay.
And I also have a meditation that prepares people for laughing called my smile meditation. Mm-hmm. Because I don't think if you realize people who don't laugh that much or don't smile that much are afraid to let go of laughter.
Why is that? Because I can think of one person right now. I've never seen her smile. So,
because they may have been told growing up, you don't smile, you don't laugh, don't do this because it's weird. And people need to learn to smile and laugh and feel comfortable with it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something that comes in time. It doesn't happen overnight. It takes a little time for people to relax into using their laughter. Because people think they need to look outside of themselves and see a movie that's funny, or read a book that makes them laugh, or do whatever to make them laugh. But you really need to go within your own being and find that joy within in order to be able to laugh wholeheartedly.
But if you're not used to laughing, maybe that's a good start.
Right.
To watch
that's
something
a good
funny.
start, but it's also, you want to go the next step.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Now, most of us aren't used to sitting quietly, at least I don't think so. So if someone is going to do a meditation with you for the first time, how long does it usually take for them to feel comfortable, getting to that nice quiet spot?
I adapt it to the person. Someone who's not used to sitting quietly, I'm not going to have them in a long meditation. It'll be short and good for them. Someone who's used to meditating and sitting quietly, it may be a little longer. Everything is really, when I teach, is adapted to the people I am dealing with at that moment in time.
Mm-hmm.
And I can tell by looking at their face or looking at what's going on from the outer side where to go.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I had an interesting experience with my father about 2 weeks before he died. Should I tell the story?
Sure.
My father was a very well-known orthodontist in Philadelphia. And I went down to visit him when he was in the nursing home. And my mother said to him, "Hey, Carla's going around and making people laugh." "Oh, make us laugh." And I knew what to look for. My mom didn't. It made my mom very nervous. I knew he was still breathing, and I kept on looking for that to make sure he was okay. And we did a short laughter meditation. And it was making my mom nervous, so I kind of cut it short because I didn't want her nervous. It was also making me nervous because she was so nervous. And he came out of it and he said, "What happened?" I said, "Dad, you meditated." Didn't say another word about it. 2 weeks later, he was in hospice. And I was teaching school in Washington, D.C., so I couldn't stay there. I had to just come back and forth from Florida.
Mm-hmm.
My dad was in hospice, and I came down to see him. And the family and I sort of knew that this was probably my last conversation with him when he was alive.
Wow.
And I was sitting and talking to him, and he said to me, "Carla, continue doing your work." And I said, "Yeah, Dad, that's why I have to leave today." Bodie, enough. Sorry. There's no place to put him. He needs to be with me. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
So I said, "Yeah, I'm going back to teach school." And he said, "No, I'm not talking about that." And I looked at him and I said, "The laughter?" And he said, "Yes, I'm talking about the laughter." That work is very, very, very important, Carla. Keep on doing it.
Wow.
And those were the words that stayed with me. And probably were the last words he said to me.
Wow.
Keep on laughing.
Wonderful.
So I did, in the Jewish religion, after someone dies, you're supposed to sit Shiva. Mm-hmm. And I had already returned from his funeral. And someone called me 2 days later and they wanted me to come to Amherst, Massachusetts to laugh with them. And I thought, well, I don't know. My father just died. I don't know if I should. Got off the phone and I heard in my dad's voice, "Carla, go do it. You need to go do it." So I called the person back and I said, "Look, I'm going to come. Don't book me too much, but book me, give me some bookings. And I will come and laugh with the students in Amherst." And that's what I did. And it was very healing for me.
Wow.
To do that.
Nice. Very nice. I think that if you're able, I was taught this, if you're able to find humor in just everyday life, you can get through it a lot with, gracefully and have more fun at it. When my brother died, he died at age 21, so we did not expect it. It was an accident. And of course, I was distraught. I was only 26. And again, like I said, we were brought up to find humor in everything. So the day of his, I've told the story before on this show. The day of his funeral, of course, I was in pieces. And this was selfish of me. I mean, I was young. I didn't know any better. But when the funeral programs arrived, there was a typo. And I ran upstairs to my mom to complain about it. Of course, I shouldn't have, but I didn't know any better.
That's fine.
So I was in tears, and I said, Mom, they have a typo on David's funeral program, and they spelled remembrance wrong. And I was distraught and upset, and I shouldn't have. Anyway, what my mom did.
No, shouldn't. That's where you were at the point, and
Yeah.
that's who you are.
I was selfish.
Stop
Anyway.
the shouldn'ts and.
Okay, but here's what happened. But here's what happened. So my mom paused for a minute, and she gathered herself, and she said, well, if your brother were alive today, he would have spelled it the same way. And I cannot imagine how she came up with that. But it was a good laugh. And actually, she was probably right. But yeah, that was pretty remarkable, I felt. And if you can find some humor at a time like that, then you've definitely got a good handle on it.
Well, think for a moment. Life comes in opposites, and they complement each other. And you can either look at the negative or you can look at the positive. Mm-hmm. If you choose the positive, then you're going to see the humor. If you choose the negative, then you're not going to see it. Mm-hmm. And I have
excuse the motorcycles.
I have a friend who tends to choose the negative all the time. Mm-hmm. And for a while I thought, she doesn't need to talk to me. I don't need to talk to her. And then I realized, no, that's not true. We do need to talk to each other. Mm-hmm. Mainly because I'm helping her get through the negative part of this and to look at things positively. Mm-hmm. And that's so important in life. We don't do that often.
Yeah. And but along with working with people to get to a nice quiet spot and to smile and to release endorphins, et cetera, how do you, or actually I should ask you if this is indeed part of your work, how do you get people to stop automatically assuming the worst and seeing the glass as half empty instead of half full?
It doesn't happen. It takes time. Someone who's used to seeing a half empty glass isn't going to all of a sudden see it half full. But someone who sees, when you point it out to someone, it begins to change their way of thinking and their way of dealing with things.
Okay.
It won't happen overnight, and you can't expect it to, because everyone has their own little thing, and and their own little journey in life that we need to honor at all times. So as we honor that journey, we begin to see things differently.
Mm-hmm. So I guess it would be disrespectful if we see someone who's naturally negative to point out that that's wrong, but instead to just help them see a happier side.
Right.
Okay, that makes sense, because you don't want to impose your world outlook on somebody else.
Right. And you can't. You need to let people be who they are and act as they are. And as you accept people as they are more often, they begin to change too. Mm-hmm. Because the main reason people don't accept themselves is that they've been told they're no good. Wow. This isn't good.
Yeah. Wow.
And they need someone to say, hey, you're not a bad person. There's no one in this world, even the worst people in our government, who isn't a good person. They've just lost touch with themselves, and they need to get in touch again. And I'm not saying that I agree with a lot of things happening right now, because I don't. But they really need to change their thought pattern and their way of thinking. And that won't happen overnight, but it will happen over time.
Mm-hmm. If the right people can surround them, I guess. Sometimes people.
Well, that's true.
Sometimes people hang out with folks who really don't do them much good in terms of emotional health.
Right. Well, that's the big problem, is that people don't necessarily choose the best people to have around them.
So should you cut them loose if you realize that they're bringing you down, or should you just adopt better friends, so to speak, and slowly slide away from those who are doing you the most harm emotionally?
You need to slide away from those who are not giving the most positive feeling to you. That's extremely important.
Now your business is called the Laughter Revolution.
No,
like
that was it about over
that's what it said on your website. Sorry.
I changed it. Well, I came up with the Laughter Revolution because I realized there weren't a lot of people coming. And I thought, well, if I tell people, if I get one person to smile every day, one person to giggle, one person to laugh, we can change the world. People got a little annoyed by that name from me because they didn't feel that I was like a revolution person.
I like it.
And we came up with the Giggle Fest.
Okay, that's even better.
Giggle Fest University.
Okay, because
I do Laughter Revolution. I
like that a lot.
But for me to change that.
But Giggle Fest is probably easier to digest, and it sounds less challenging.
Right.
So I think that's fine. Now, you're in the Washington, D.C. area, but I'm wondering, when you coach people, is it only in the local area, or do you coach people online as well?
I do more coaching online than I do anything else right now because I can't get out. I'm not supposed to drive right now. That should be changing soon. Awesome. So I can't. It makes things really difficult. So I do a lot of work online and internationally, which is fun.
Tell me how this works. I mean, who are your clients? Not who literally, but the different countries, and what kind of services do you offer online?
I have laughed with people from India, Australia, Germany, the UK, all over the States.
That is awesome.
And it's the same thing. However, because of this wonderful thing called Zoom, where you can look at people and see them, and I know what's going on, I can now do it from my home and talk to anyone in the world.
That's awesome. And if you don't know, folks, Zoom is yet another live streaming app that you can use on your computer and I think phone as well.
Right.
That is awesome. In fact, it's clever too, because a lot of people who can't get out restrict themselves to the four walls of their apartment or house or whatever, and don't realize the world is still out there, but you can still get to it if you have an internet connection. I think that's so clever.
Well, someone told me to try it because it's very hard when you can't drive and you're used to driving and getting out on your own. And I'm not supposed to right now until everything clears up. So I am here, folks. You just send me an email or go to gigglefestuniversity.com and I will set it up. I'm also going to be having very shortly. I just haven't totally put it together. I'm going to have a group on Facebook where you can come and do a meditation with me 5 days a week, either live or in replay.
Okay.
In replay, 7 days a week, 24 hours.
Okay.
For subscription.
Is this a private thing, or can people participate?
People can participate, but they need to join the group.
Okay.
There'll be a 7-day trial, and then the payment, the fee will be paid.
Go ahead and market yourself if you want to tell us more, like prices or whatever.
The price will be $49 for a month. The first week is free, so people can see what it's like. And then they can come. I haven't set up the group yet, but it will be Giggle Fest meditation time or something to that effect. And you can come and laugh and do a meditation. It won't always be a laughter meditation. It'll be a 15-minute mini session. So you come, you meditate, and then you go on your way. You can ask questions in the group. I will probably connect it with Zoom so people can talk to me. But I'm really excited about that happening.
I really like that idea. But that makes me ask the question, Carla. Okay, is it best to have a really good laugh session early in the day to send you off on your merry way happily, or is it best to have a Giggle Fest session at the end of the day after you've had a rough day and you need to unwind so you can get nice, pleasant sleep?
It depends on the person and what the person wants, If the person wants a pleasant... Well, that's why the replays are up there. Someone from India, right now it's morning time there. But if I'm doing it at 12 noon during the day, it'll be midnight there when it's going on. So that's why the replay version will always be up for anyone to do it.
Okay.
And do it when they feel it's appropriate for them to do it.
Okay. That makes sense. And I think it's a really, really good idea. Now, I do enjoy your happy sayings and your funny videos that you post on Facebook, because you are, even though the group isn't set up, you are on Facebook.
The group is set up and you belong to the group. The private.
Oh, that's the same group. Oh.
No, it will be a different group, but that group has over 540 members.
Okay. And we all enjoy your funny sayings and your pleasantries and other things to help the day go.
Well, you know what I'm also doing now? I am going, and that's set up. I just haven't advertised it yet. I need to get it out. Definitely need to get it out in the next week. Is on my website, I have the daily giggles, the daily quotes, and the daily tips. And for $10 a month, you can get it from the website. And I'm thinking, as a bonus for those people, once a month, I will do a complete laughter session that they can come to and participate in. But only once a month. That's the bonus for doing that program. I'm thinking about it. I haven't decided what will make it a premium offer, but I think that's the way I'm going to go.
I wonder if you could come up with something that could remind us to smile. I know that when people are learning about conducting sales over the phone, they're told to smile because somehow that transmits across the line and people can actually tell you're being pleasant. Do you think maybe wearing a smiley face button or something like that could remind us to just stop and just smile?
Well, you know what? You just gave me an idea for the bonus. What about a PDF that you can download with all the reasons to smile every day?
That's good, but I think if you were wearing a button and you would glance down on it occasionally and say, "Oh yeah," and just remind you to smile, or something that's not electronic, something that you can.
No, they could download it
Okay,
and hang it up to
okay.
remind them it's the reason to smile.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
And I think actually that's a better idea than doing what I was planning on doing, because that'll be more of a reminder. Smile now.
You know,
And then,
I can't remember who it was. I knew
do you mind if
someone.
I take a
Oh,
sip of water?
oh yeah, please do. And while you're taking a sip of water, I'm going to say that somebody I used to know or somebody I know has or had a little device, more of a, I don't know what it was, an electronic device. It was like a giggle box. I don't know if you've ever seen those. It was
I've
just,
heard of
I mean, it's just laughter that you could shake it up and then listen to somebody laugh. And I think that's
Yeah,
a really
I've
good idea.
actually someone gave me one of those, but I have no idea. We had to renovate my apartment, and I have no idea where it is
Oh boy.
now.
Or maybe you can get one of those keychains because I think they used to make keychains with recorded laughter. Because that's easy. I mean, it's just a computer chip.
Yeah,
Yeah, that would be cool. If you could just push a button on your keychain and hear laughter, that would remind you too. I'm trying to think of swag that you can sell to make money since you're stuck in your house right now.
I think. Well, that's an idea. I've thought about it, but I didn't know how to do it.
I'm pretty good at sourcing things. I could probably find a couple of items for you to sell.
Please do.
Okay. Because I mean, people don't mind helping out others. I mean, if you if you're stuck in the house right now and you're forging ahead with this plan to teach people laughter meditation and whatnot, I really doubt that they would mind very much buying a button or a keychain from you, especially if it's going to help them remember to smile and laugh.
That would be great.
Okay. So what else do you want to tell us before we go in terms of people connecting with you, and at what stage are you in offering these laughter meditations, etc.,
Well,
to a new crop of people?
they can always be found by going to my website. Complete laughter sessions right now are $50, and that's about an hour session with knowledge and all kinds of little goodies. You get to ask me all kinds of questions. Also, I'm very excited. I will be having a radio show on the Amazing Women of Power network starting in July. And
Congratulations. Great.
we're going to call it Giggle Fest University Talk.
Nice.
So we're going to be starting that in July, which is exciting because that will be, that'll get my name out very big time.
Nice. Nice.
So I'm excited.
That's very exciting. So will you, let's see, tell you what, when that starts, let me know and I can add it to the show notes for this particular interview.
Oh, great. I probably won't know for another 2 or 3 weeks. But
okay. Well, I think that's really exciting. And I really wish you the best with that.
Oh,
are you going to have guests or is it going to be laughter meditation on the radio, or are you going to interview funny people?
I'm going to interview different people, positive people, like Emma Seppala, who wrote the Happiness Track. Now, she doesn't know. I haven't spoken to her yet about it.
But she will be a guest.
Yes, I'm going to have her as a guest. I have a friend who is pretty high up in the Baha'i faith.
Okay.
And I'm thinking of asking her because, having positive people come in and talk about what they're doing to bring positivity to the world.
That sounds good.
I'm also thinking, I know the founder of the World Laughter Tour, and I'm going to ask him if he will be a guest with me.
Wonderful.
So I'm thinking about it. I haven't quite, I'm just in the beginning of the training for it, so I really don't know yet. But I'm really excited about this new development.
I am too. I can't wait. So that's going to be that is an internet radio station?
Right.
Okay.
It's internet, and it's exciting. It'll be my show.
Nice. That's very nice. Giggle Fest University. So folks, you need to go to Facebook then and look up Giggle Fest University. And then of course you'll have the information on Facebook when you're ready to start your show.
I would rather they go to my website, gigglefestuniversity.com.
Okay.
Because that way I can capture their email, and I will be updating everyone about what's going on. And the sooner they get on the list, the sooner they're going to know what's happening.
Okay. Well, I'm looking forward to this new chapter. I mean, I didn't know you were going to break out into radio as well. That's great.
I thought I told you the other day. Maybe I didn't. It's so new to me. But I'm excited about it.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being on the show, Carla Riechman. And GiggleFestUniversity.com is where you should go to connect with her and check out her different meditations and also the Facebook page for the, what did you call them? Giggle, the tips?
Well, that's not up yet. That will be coming, but I do have a group, the Giggle Fest, that you need to, that's a private group.
Okay. Oh, I didn't realize
that
it was private.
Have set up and it's been there for a little less than a year.
Mm-hmm.
And it has over 543 members.
That's impressive. Okay.
And well,
thanks again, Carla. Oh, say it again.
You should know it. You belong to that group.
I didn't bother to look at the number of followers you had. I'm really impressed now. That's awesome.
Well, on my fan pages, I have two because there was a confusion with the name at one point, but I have about 1,800 people between the two pages. One has close to 1,600 and the other one has 300.
And hopefully people who watch this show will also join. At least check out your website. So. Yeah. So thank you, Carla. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your being on the show. And I think I would like to end this with your telling us how to be happier. Please tell us how.
Well, first of all, I want to thank you for having me. How to be happy? Happiness is a choice. We can decide to focus on the negative, or we can decide to focus on the positive. Focus on the positive and keep a smile on your face, even if you're not feeling good. Smile anyway, because that will change your blood chemistry to a more positive one. And you will begin seeing more positivity in life.
I love that. Thank you so much, Carla. And folks, I hope that you become more happy if you take her tips. And also, if you'd like to be a guest on TV Skywriter, just let me know. All you have to do is to write to me at Durham Skywriter on Twitter. And please read Durham. Even if you're not in Durham, North Carolina, check out Durham's online community paper. That's my paper, the Durham Skywriter at durhamskywriter.com. And Carla, thanks again. It's been really great having you on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Ciao for now, folks. I will see you later. Have a great day.